failed a drugs test. A source has confirmed to Sky Sports News that the heavyweight fighter tested positive after traces of cocaine were discovered as a result of a routine test.
The drugs test
that was given.
Cocaine was the drug of choice according to the test results on the day of his Fabio Wardley fight. What have you made of this?
Probably like every single other boxing fan, incredibly shocking.
And then you just do it then? I mean, if that's what you're into, you know? Because,
yeah, they test you day after, yeah.
You wouldn't have popped if you would have just waited another couple of days, right? So, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is what sometimes is needed to get.
Parker failed a drugs test for cocaine on the day of his fight with Fabio Wardley. Parker went on to lose the fight at the O2 Arena in London on October the 25th. Boxing reporter Andy Scott joins us in the studio. Andy, look, quite a shock for all of us to hear this afternoon or this morning. What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, I think I'm reacting like
yes,
you,
that's
like the
right.
rest of the...
Nose candy, the devil's dandruff, marching powder, yayo. And if he fails to prove contamination, then he could be facing a 2-year ban. A lot of people are surprised by this, shocked.
Surprise, and I'll wait and see what happens. I mean, I don't know the findings. We don't know. I haven't seen statements really. I don't know. It's come out in the social media world.
Joseph Parker has failed a drug test for cocaine on the day of his 11th round stoppage defeat to Fabio.
Banned for 2 years is the shocking reality now as Joseph Parker fails a drug test in his fight with Fabio Wardley. Adam Smith expresses real surprise at this outcome as Parker has been respected. But now Fabio Wardley's reputation grows stronger and Parker faces serious consequences.
I don't know if that is the case and he's failed a sample for cocaine. That's really surprising, massively surprising for me. I love Joe Parker. He's been an amazing fighter over the years. He's a wonderful human being. He's been great to be around. So yeah, it took me by real surprise and really disappointed me. So we just have to wait and see.
Carl Frampton is stunned as Joseph Parker's failed drug test continues to dominate headlines. Fabio Wardley's performance now shines even brighter in the spotlight while Parker faces a 2-year ban, leaving fans questioning the integrity of the fight and the heavyweight division.
Come back that Joseph Parker has failed a drugs test. What was your immediate reaction to that?
I was very shocked and surprised. It was cocaine he failed on, wasn't it? I mean, and what I'm hearing here is he would have had to have taken it very close to fight, which is a surprise.
Up to like four days before?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm not going to say too much until I hear what Joe has to say, but very, very surprised.
Do you feel like this would be very out of character for Joe?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's out of character for most boxers to be taking cocaine a few days out from a fight. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and it'd be interesting to hear what he has to say about it.
Do you think
Liam Goff highlights how Joseph Parker's sudden muscle gain and uncharacteristic aggression in the Fabio Wardley fight raise eyebrows. Fabio's clean performance contrasts sharply, showing discipline and power, while Parker's reputation now faces serious scrutiny in the boxing world.
Drug test. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, for what? You know, he has put a lot of weight on and it's not fat weight, a lot of muscle, you know, big shoulders, chest looks bigger, you know. There was that video he did of him eating a raw fish. I mean, man really wants to get dysentery, doesn't he? But you're thinking, okay, is it something to do with that, putting on all that weight? And, you know, is it maybe that, you know, he needs stamina for later on in the fight? Because he did fight very aggressively, uncharacteristically aggressively in that Fabio Wardley fight. Joseph Parker can be aggressive when he wants to, but when he's in there with a world-level operator, very seldom is he that aggressive. Well,
Wally Downs expresses frustration at the attention on Joseph Parker's failed test overshadowing the sport. Fabio Wardley emerges as the disciplined star. His victory now even more impressive as Parker faces criticism and the heavyweight scene braces for fallout.
And the only reason I really am happy to talk to you about it, not like no one cares what I fucking say anyway, Eamon, but people don't want to interview me when I do a nice piece about somebody's background or when I interview a journeyman like Lewis Van Potts or anything. So, you know, it's a shame. It's a shame that this story has got so much attention because this is...
Dave Coldwell's reaction captures the shock of Parker's failed test. Fans and insiders alike are stunned, while Fabio Wardley's disciplined and focused preparation now shines in contrast. Parker's legacy is under threat as the sport demands accountability. Fabio's dominant display against him only emphasizes how undeserved this attention is for Parker, and how the clean, professional fighter always rises above controversy.
Fucking hell, cheating bastard. Yeah. You know, that's the initial reaction. Whether it's a first fail or a third fail, that's the initial reaction. Your gut reaction is. But then obviously we don't know what he's failed for yet, and we don't know what it is. But then when it's somebody that's failed 3 times, or this is the 3rd adverse reaction,
Liam Goff lays out the timeline showing Joseph Parker failed his test on fight night while Fabio Wardley secured a clean, impressive win. The news only emerged later, shocking fans. Fabio's preparation and discipline are underlined as Parker faces scrutiny and potential suspension. The contrast highlights how Wardley's focus and skill define him as a true champion, leaving Parker to defend his credibility.
Test was conducted on the day of the New Zealanders heavyweight fight against Fabio Wardley, which the Brit won. The news of Parker's failed test only emerged today, Friday. Frank Warren's Queenbury Promotions said, the Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency Association, VADA, last night informed all required parties that Joseph Parker had returned an adverse finding following an anti-doping test conducted on October the 25th, day of the fight, in relation to his bout with Fabio Wardley. While the matter is investigated further, no additional comments will be made at this time. Spencer Brown, Joseph Parker's manager, UK manager, said, we're in total shock at the findings. We are just waiting to speak to Joe and David Higgins and his promoter, Frank Warren. What else is it? It's very early days.
Johnny Nelson emphasizes the chaos surrounding Parker's failed test, comparing it to Conor Benn's high-profile controversies. Fabio Wardley's professionalism stands in stark contrast as he remains untainted. Parker's team faces questions, while Wardley's victory and clean record boost his standing in the heavyweight scene. The drama shows how discipline and integrity define champions.
I know what drugs you take. It doesn't make you a better fighter. Might make you stronger, might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter, and that's proof. You know, so until more news comes out.
Eddie Hearn's words reflect the uncertainty surrounding Parker's failed test and pending investigation. Fabio Wardley's name continues to grow in stature as he avoided any such controversies. While Parker faces potential sanctions, Wardley's performance remains clean and celebrated. The heavyweight division now watches closely as governance and fairness take center stage in the fallout.
At the moment, the British Boxing Board of Control aren't. So we have to speak with them, deal with the legal situation and see where it lands. And this is quite fresh. Obviously, I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that. And, we'll see what...
Frank Warren highlights the principle of due process, noting that Parker must face consequences, but also be treated fairly. Fabio Wardley's professionalism and clean record contrast sharply with Parker's current predicament. The drama around Parker's failed test and possible suspension underscores the risks of doping in boxing, while reinforcing Wardley's reputation as a disciplined, formidable champion in the heavyweight division.
I can see where they're coming from, but the fact of the matter is, it's like if you go to prison, you're found guilty of a crime, you go to prison, you serve your sentence, and the slate gets wiped.
John Fury underlines the seriousness of banned substances in boxing, pointing out that safety is paramount. Joseph Parker now faces intense scrutiny while Fabio Wardley remains untarnished, his discipline and preparation shining through. Fury's words remind fans that boxing is a sport where cheating can have dire consequences. Parker's reputation hangs in the balance, and the heavyweight division watches carefully as regulatory bodies decide on appropriate action. Fabio Wardley's focus and clean record only elevate his standing and show why champions succeed through hard work and integrity rather than shortcuts or controversy.
Ban the fucker. Ban him. Because it's a dangerous sport. Whatever they do and whatever they don't. But I'm having no opinion on it at all. A man's innocent till proven.
Carl Frampton makes it clear that performance-enhancing drugs have no place in boxing and the consequences can be life-altering. Joseph Parker now faces criticism and possible long-term suspension, while Fabio Wardley's professionalism continues to impress. The dangerous nature of the sport makes Wardley's discipline stand out even more. Parker's failings contrast with Wardley's clean preparation, highlighting the importance of integrity in boxing. The sport demands accountability, and Wardley's rise remains unblemished as fans and pundits alike see the difference between a disciplined champion and a fighter facing severe repercussions for rule breaking.
High-profile guys getting caught, and it's just horrible. I genuinely, and I know you without saying, without going fucking fully mental here, I just believe if you're caught with any performance-enhancing drug, you should be banned.
Johnny Nelson emphasizes that drugs cannot replace skill, technique, or intelligence in the ring. Joseph Parker's failed test tarnishes his achievements, while Fabio Wardley continues to shine through skill, timing, and ring IQ. Nelson's insight reinforces why Wardley's rise is legitimate, and why preparation, discipline, and natural talent define champions. Parker's actions are under intense scrutiny, showing that shortcuts cannot deliver true greatness. Wardley's performance and adherence to the rules contrast with Parker's situation, illustrating how professionalism and focus create legacy and respect in the boxing world, while failed tests only harm a fighter's credibility and future opportunities.
Drugs don't make you a better fighter. Drugs may make you a little stronger, may make you a little, give you a bit more energy, but it don't make you technically smart. It doesn't give you all of that, you know. So those drug cheats that do it purposely, you got to remember, you know, why are you doing it? What difference is it going to make? It's going to make you like a boxing Einstein? I don't think so.
Don Charles highlights how unforgiving boxing is towards drug use and the absolute need for strict enforcement. Joseph Parker now faces harsh criticism as the spotlight intensifies on his failed test. Fabio Wardley's career is untouched, reflecting his discipline and focus. The governing bodies are pressured to impose strong penalties to protect fighters and maintain integrity. Wardley's rise continues as Parker's mistakes serve as a cautionary tale. Fans see clearly that true champions are defined by their skill and commitment rather than shortcuts or rule breaking. The heavyweight landscape is reshaped as Wardley's professional conduct sets the benchmark in contrast to Parker's controversial situation.
In drugs, I mean, this is very unforgiving. You can't, I'm sorry. Provided he's been found, it's 100% that those substances were found in his system, it's unforgiving. And you know what, I blame the governing bodies because I don't believe that they imposing heavy enough fines.
Duke McKenzie makes it crystal clear that cheating in boxing is unforgivable. Joseph Parker now faces the risk of suspension or license revocation, while Fabio Wardley's career remains untarnished. Boxing is inherently dangerous, and taking shortcuts undermines safety and integrity. Wardley's clean, disciplined approach highlights why he is a legitimate heavyweight star. Parker's failed test serves as a stark warning to fighters and fans that performance-enhancing drugs carry serious consequences. Wardley's rise is defined by focus, skill, and respect for the sport's rules, demonstrating that true champions earn their victories with hard work and integrity rather than compromise.
If it was me, take his license away. You know, because you cannot cheat in the sport of boxing. Not if you're going to put on a pair of gloves and get inside that square circle and physically fight somebody, and potentially you could easily lose your life, then to take anything which will give you enhance your performance, it's just wrong.
Adam Catterall raises serious concerns about fighter safety and responsibility in the wake of Joseph Parker's failed drug test. This is not just a matter of rules, but the well-being of everyone involved. Parker's decision to compete under these circumstances undermines trust in the sport and puts himself and opponents at risk. Fabio Wardley's career continues to benefit from his clean and disciplined approach. The British Boxing Board of Control now faces pressure to enforce strict anti-doping measures and ensure no fighter compromises safety for personal gain. Wardley's professionalism and integrity shine even brighter as Parker's situation becomes a cautionary tale about how shortcuts can endanger both reputation and the lives of fighters in the ring.
Up and get paid.
Correct.
This should not be their decision. The British Boxing Board of Control should be standing up and taking the voluntary anti-doping test seriously. Absolutely. Yes, I know that you work with the UK anti-doping, I know that, but this is a test. He's popped hot. Let's look into it properly. What happens if something happens on Saturday night?
Absolutely.
What if we've already got a safety issue with
the fallout from Joseph Parker's failed drug test is monumental, and the implications are far-reaching for the heavyweight division. Fabio Wardley's reputation as a disciplined and clean fighter only grows stronger in contrast as fans and analysts debate Parker's actions. This situation puts the spotlight on fighter safety and the responsibilities of governing bodies to enforce anti-doping rules strictly and consistent. Wardley now not only holds the title in the ring, but also in integrity and professionalism, showing that preparation and respect for the sport matter above all. The sport must respond decisively to ensure no athlete compromises their own career or the well-being of others. Fans are left speculating whether Parker can ever recover from this setback or if he will face a long road of scrutiny and doubt. What do you think will happen next in the heavyweight scene? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and join the discussion about who truly deserves the spotlight.